So I've started recording on the screen. I do not need that part. Okay, so now I've just got to, geez, this. Go to the DroneDeploy app. To use your Phantom 3 standard with DroneDeploy, you need to put it in the multi-function mode, which is the right switch on the controller all the way down to the bottom. You pull up the DroneDeploy app will open like this. It shows me on the map. The satellites work with it even though I'm not online, so it does show me exactly where I am. I hit this plus button and I hit plan a map flight. And the next thing it puts this grid up. It doesn't have a map to put it on, but it's a grid. It shows that it's 5 acres. The center is where I'm standing. The flight altitude is 246 feet. So I look around and I look at these trees and think that I'm going to keep it at 246 because there's a higher ridge up there. And I just want to make sure it clears everything. No, I'm going to put it at 200 and not go that far out. Alright, so here's where you can choose how high your drone flies during the map. Then choose a name for the map. This is our campsite, so like Camp Boondock. Also, if you look around, I can smell it. There's a little fire smoke coming in from the wildfires. I can smell it. Got the flight altitude at 200 feet. I'm going to turn off obstacle avoidance because I don't need it. I'm going to expand. I'm using my finger on this map here just to make it a little bit bigger, because right now it's showing as a 630. I'm going to make it a 7. I'm going to make it now if you were online, it would be showing you basically the Google map of where you're doing this, but I'm offline, so it's just going to map where I am. This is an 11 minute. That's a little longer than I'd like it to fly. I know my battery can go 22 minutes. I haven't timed it recently, so. Alright, so then I make that grid. It's showing me that the flight's going to take 8 minutes and 17 seconds, that it covers 14 acres. It's going to take 129. It also shows me I'm only going to need 1 battery. I save this. I hit that save button. Now it says connect a drone to fly. So I turn on the controller, turn on the drone. Like I said, I'm just, your experience might be different, but I just stopped calibrating this thing because it seems like it never really needs it. So I'm looking for a place without too much sand to take off, but the propellers blow the sand away anyway. Launch pads are overrated. And again, the beauty of the Phantom 3 standard is like the worst case scenario, if it drops out of the sky and you lose a drone that I paid $500 for a year and a half ago, I'm not going to cry. If I got a Phantom 4 Pro and then the thing comes like as a brick, or I got to contact DJI customer service, it's a nightmare. That's too close to the drive. I don't want to get a new drone because then I have to buy the There's something to be said for something that just works every time. And that your plan has been saved. Connect a drone to fly. Okay, so now I'm connecting it to the Phantom network. Sometimes it takes a little longer to acquire GPS. I've noticed that. "200 feet seems high. I'm going to put it at 150. I'm going to put it at 175. Let's see what we can get away with here. Let's go crazy. Now it's showing drone connected. Now in the lower right hand corner here, it has a little checklist that it shows. And when I click on that checklist, permissions, yeah. Drone, yeah. Camera, yeah. Controller, yeah. Flight plan, yeah. And the lower right hand corner, it's got that takeoff thing. So I'm going to press that, and it's going to fly this map mission. Again, I'm offline, but when I do get back to where I have internet service, this map will sync up with the map, and it'll be good. And I'll have a map of my campsite around here. So come here, dog. Shh. Come here, boy. Sit. Stay. He likes to try to attack the drone. All right, now I just hit the takeoff button. Stay! So my dog tried to attack the drone, that's why I yelled. And you can just, it's like a real drone. I'm doing nothing and it's droning. So I think this is pretty cool. I'm recording this on the share. And as it flies, I can watch it there on the route. But first it flies to the point where it's going to start. And obviously I'm keeping line of sight as well on the drone. And I can look down from time to time to monitor the progress on the grid. If at any time something goes awry, I can switch the switch here into the middle section and control the drone from the attitude mode. Even if something goes wrong with the app, I can control the drone manually. Haven't had that issue yet. So shows the battery's 91%. You can see the drone flying around. And I'm just going to I'll just keep this whole thing recording. While I keep visual line of sight on the drone. It shows, as you can see here on the screenshot, in the right hand corner, it's showing what the drone is actually photographing. So no internet out here, just the drone network, the Phantom network. Wonder if I hit... Oh, so if I hit that, it'll can view the whole screen. Actually, I kind of like that. Then the only thing about being offline with the DroneDeploy map making software engine is that you're not going to be able to process your map until you're back and have a good internet connection, but I don't think that's a big deal. I think it's pretty cool. You can go anywhere and decide that's where you want the map and then to fly the route. And yeah, I keep waiting for it to like see a bear or something. Probably could have flown it a little lower, but I like the way it shows the battery percentage. And I know I don't need to... There's a hole in the ground. Showing that it's taken 127 photos. And they do fit. I haven't had a situation... I've done a few maps. And I haven't had a situation yet where they haven't all fit on the 8 gigabyte SD card. DroneDeploy will let you fly. You can choose basically a map as large as you want. If it's a 35-minute flight, it'll say you need 3 batteries, and it'll come back and land when you need a new battery. You can put a battery in, and it'll continue that flight. I've also been impressed with the way, after it's done, the mission, it pretty much seems to land exactly from where it took off from, which it's supposed to do. This is a campsite where we're boondocking in southeastern Oregon. It's near Fort Rock. Boondocking is basically camping on public lands for free. This is the Phantom 3 standard stock, flying a DroneDeploy map making mission. I'm switching back to the grid view. Shows it's a little over halfway done. Continuing on its progress. I'll just keep this going. Out here in southeastern Oregon, I think the most interesting sites to map would be some of the archaeological sites where you really can't see what it is from the ground, but when you see it from the air, often you can see patterns in the ground that are man-made from a long time ago. And I was going to do that today, but the road at a particular site that looked pretty interesting on the map, but the road got too crappy to drive down, so I couldn't do that. How much does it have left?
It says, 26 minutes maybe? Where does it say how much is left?
Ooh. Shit.
We'll just keep it on standby till you land.
Just keep that closed. And yeah.
Those guys make some good cameos. Gosh, that smoke's coming in a little bit.
Yeah, the fire smoke is coming in.
Hey, that's gross.
Dog. He's a good boy. Yeah. An ode to the Phantom 3 standard. DJI, if you're listening to me, keep making the damn thing. Stop making these. I know. The screen is recording me.
Oh.
DJI, if you're listening to me, stop making these more complex drones with all this nutty obstacle avoidance. That it's just more stuff to go wrong. It's more stuff that your processor on your tablet or whatever is going to need. These tablets are barely have the capacity to process what's going on now. The only upgrade I would see would be warranted is if I had a client who absolutely needed 4K, it makes sense to get a Phantom Pro. But everybody I know right now, pretty much the best quality they can watch is 1080. Other nice thing about the Phantom 4 Pro is you're going to get a 12 megapixel camera instead of the 10 megapixel for the still shots. That theoretically should improve the map quality, but that really depends on the DroneDeploy map engine. So I'm not even sure that upgrade even makes sense. At least not for me. Not needing 4K. Boy, that's the far end of that grid.
Oh my god. Bojack, that's so gross.
This is almost slightly dramatic because it's 42% battery, 41, but it's only got that little bit of the grid to go, and then it's gonna fly directly home. It's taken 336, 337. Okay, so that's the end of the mission, and now what you get's making a beeline right back to where I am on 30% battery. So, all right, well, that's good to know, because about a 14-minute mission is about all I want to do without being dramatic. Now it's right above me. The camera. It's making a beeping sound as it's landing. It's coming down. If it starts to come down in the sagebrush, I'm going to halt it manually. But if it's not coming down on a flat surface, so I'm prepared to flip this off. Okay, that's fine. Phantom 3 standard. So now you can on the it's done the mission. So what pops up on the screen is I captured and it says connect the SD card to your computer. What you would do at this point is connect the drone to the computer. It would have taken those 300 or whatever photos. You would drag and drop those photos into a file on your computer, and you would log on. You would go to your DroneDeploy. You'd have to do it on your desktop, and right here on the left hand side you see this camp boondock. That's the map, and what it's basically waiting for, where it says upload queued, it's waiting for an internet connection so it can upload that flight to the map and sync it with its maps. So that is a successful map flight. I noticed that the dashboard is also showing me low battery on drone at 31%, so it knows, it's built into the app that it will come land your battery probably around 30%, and then, like I said, if you need a new battery, fly for the second mission. So what I need to do now is get the photos on a desktop and get on an internet connection, and then upload all of those photos into the DroneDeploy map making engine. And since I have that 2-week free pro trial, it's going to give me the 2D, 3D plant analysis thing. And so I'll follow this up with the map that it creates. And yep, that's it.